Failed Maybach, unprofitable smart, and misunderstood by everyone. Mercedes R-Class. In the presentations of Mercedes managers, the car seemed like a bestseller and the founder of a new segment at the intersection of several classes. In reality, actual sales were significantly lower than planned, and the R-Class quietly disappeared without leaving a successor. Just imagine, the mid-2000s, the Daimler-Chrysler Group is convulsively struggling in the midst of a crisis, new projects are not taking off, efforts to build an alliance with Mitsubishi are going to hell, the Chrysler division is sinking with losses of $1.5 billion, and the head of the entire group Jürgen Schrempp and the head of Mercedes Eckhard Cordes, stepped down from their positions. In such an atmosphere, the Mercedes R-Class was developed, debuting at the New York Auto Show in the spring of 2005. The car turned out to be as strange as the uncertain times it was born into. Under its long roof, the R-Class was supposed to combine the spaciousness of a minivan, the off-road capability of a crossover, the handling of a sedan, and the luxury and comfort of an executive sedan. A versatile talent. What could go wrong here? Versatility. Customers felt it even at the purchasing stage. There were more than a dozen modifications with powerful petrol and diesel engines. Economical Europeans preferred the 3-liter turbocharged V6 in several power options, while well-off Americans opted for atmospheric V8 engines, up to 510 horsepower in the R63 AMG version. The model was also available with a short or long wheelbase, rear or all-wheel drive, and the interior configuration offered seating for 5, 6, or 7 passengers. The second row offered truly royal comfort, especially with 2 separate seats. There was more legroom than in the S-Class. The comfort was enhanced by heated seats, a separate climate control unit, and an entertainment system with 2 monitors, headphones, and a DVD player. The 2-seat third row was also full-fledged, comfortably accommodating not only children but also adults. And if the target audience planned to transport a refrigerator, the R-Class trunk could handle that whim. And, of course, the Mercedes with air suspension conquered on the road. If the customer was not chasing the brochure image with large wheels, the smoothness of the ride was on par with executive sedans. Good sound insulation and a smooth, almost imperceptible 7-speed automatic transmission. And in case you wanted to drive off the asphalt, the sturdy chassis of the Mercedes ML platform, permanent all-wheel drive, and road clearance would come to the rescue. The Mercedes Vision GST concept car of 2002 was more sporty, with a stretched and flattened window line and a wagon-like profile. A couple of years later, the design became less radical, and the slightly bloated Mercedes R-Class with its strange front optics went into production. Gordon Wagner could embellish his work with an AMG package, sportier-looking bumpers and lightweight alloy wheels with diameters of 20 or 21 inches were a benefit to the exterior. The facelift R-Class shown in the spring of 2010 at the New York Motor Show turned out to be much more pleasant. Wagner gave the previous style a sense of strictness. Xenon headlights, an enlarged radiator grille, bumpers, housings of rear-view mirrors, and exhaust pipes, everything became angular and more in line with dynamic stampings on the sides. Even the internal configuration of the taillights changed from circles to straight lines. I'm sure many car manufacturers watched with interest how the new Mercedes would fare on the market. The picture turned out to be bleak, and Mercedes' novelty subsequently warned other companies against similar experiments. The R-Class paid the price for everyone. Cars like the R-Class were not produced parallel to it or after it. The only exception was perhaps the Chrysler Pacifica, which was also not very successful. No one else sought to create such a diverse mix of qualities inherent in cars from different classes. One of the problems with the R-Class was its price. Not only did no one understand what kind of car it was and who it was created for, but you also had to pay as much as for a full-fledged crossover or luxury SUV. It is worth mentioning that Mercedes themselves undermined their own full-time SUV Tourer. In terms of cost, it fell exactly between the ML and GL models. People didn't need to be explained what they were getting by paying a considerable amount for the ML and GL. It is not surprising that even a less spacious and comfortable SUV easily surpassed the R-Class model. In 2011, in the US market, the R-Class found only 2,385 buyers, while the ML sold 36,000 units. Even the more expensive GL ended that year with a result of 25,000 cars. The R-Class tried to be everything at once, but it didn't become a master of all trades. Traditional minivans were more spacious and affordable, sedans were more pleasant to drive, full-fledged crossovers and SUVs felt more confident off-road, and executive sedans surpassed it in comfort and status. However, now it looks like a good purchase on the secondary market. There are many cars available, the equipment is rich, the prices are low, and in terms of condition, the family-oriented R-Class is often preferable to the Mercedes ML and GL SUVs. And the R63 AMG version will make you a big original and connoisseur. Such cars were only produced in 2007, with a production run of 200 units.